What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Bronx or Nothing, episode 40. We are back. Kevin's still in Miami, enjoying his vacation. But let's see how he's feeling. Before we get into that, we're here to talk about the Yanks. Not, too tough series again for the Yankees. I don't know what to say, Kevin. I'm kind of like speechless right now. We just ended the game, got swept against Atlanta. I just wanted to see how you're feeling. I know you're on vacation. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm on vacation. I try not to let this get to me, but I have to sit down and watch these games. So, and my nephew being a Marlins fan, he's only 10, but he likes to talk already. Lucky enough, we went to that first game. We chose the right game to go to. Shout out to everybody and everybody showing us love, and we went deep there. My father was there. He hasn't been in a game since the old Yankee Stadium. It's crazy that he had to come to Miami to go to another one. So we went and we had fun. Judge put up a bomb, a nuke, like they like to say, a Volpe with a nice to get us starting over, and I picked the right game. I'm glad. The next two, we'll talk over it, but in all, I'm well. I wish I could be better because as much as we do this because we're diehard fans, so it does bother us a little that our team is doing. One thing is it's the team to be doing bad or struggling or in the hunt. Another thing is just to look lifeless and look so depleted. Like, this is not the Yankees that everybody is known, love.
That we know and love. That we know and love.
And 100%. I was watching this last Braves game, and I was watching it because I'm in Miami. I was watching it with the Braves broadcast, and the way they ended that out, it was like they won the World Series. And I'm like, I know they hate us because we kept a few of them from them in the 90s, right? So I know there's some resentment there, but Jesus Christ, it's just a series. I know you swept, but I don't think it had to be that much sauce on it. But besides that,
well, I don't know that.
It's rubbing salt in the wound. Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you. It's just like the Yankees are being swept and getting sent back to the New York and this, and I'm like, dude, like, even Michael K doesn't do that. Like, even when we sweep, it's not that much. It's just I get it. They hate us.
It's easy to kick somebody when they're down, Especially, I think David Cohn said on the broadcast, just as much as the Yankees are hated, they're loved or whatever. So the Yankees have a big fan base, but they have a lot of haters, definitely. If you're not a Yankee fan, you definitely don't like them, and you're definitely enjoying the season right now. Yankees under 500. Let's get into the Marlins series real quick. We're not going to go – we're going to go series by series, but we're not going to go, deep dive at all. Shout out to you, Kevin. You were there on Friday. How'd you enjoy the stadium? I know you were there with your son. About the stadium overall, real quick.
It was packed, by Yankee fans. Okay. I think they had over 32,000 in attendance the 3 days consecutive, and that they haven't done that this year. And it's obvious because the Yankees are here. But, the Let's Go Yankee chants were drowning the Let's Go Marlins chant. Let's just put it that way. And I'm glad I picked the right game because I was thinking about going to that second game on Sunday because Saturday we were at the beach. But, God, did I dodge a bullet. But besides that, I've told you before, I was there for the World Baseball Classic. I like the stadium. It's easier to get out of. I know a lot of people give it a lot of rap about the traffic, but I find it easier to get out of than the Bronx. But besides that, it's nice to be under AC once in a while,
No, definitely. Listen, I've been there before. It's a decent ballpark. But, yeah, you got lucky. You saw, the big offensive outburst on Friday. Yankees won that game. And, we kind of texted after the game. We were like, listen, we just kind of want to run. We were still hoping maybe the Yankees have a run in them. They weren't under 500 the last time we recorded. Well, we were worried, especially with this Marlins team. You have Sandy going on Saturday, and that was the worry.
Yep.
Yeah, a good hitting team. Luis Ariz, a lot of Yankees fans wanted him. And listen, on Saturday we knew it was going to be a tough game no matter what Sandy Alcantara's ERA is. And he goes complete game shutting on the Yankees. Yankees lose 3-1, only get one run off them. I think they had 5 hits in the game, 116 pitches. Sandy was Sandy straight up. Listen, I know a lot of Yankee fans were upset, but it's kind of like, unfortunately, it's expected now with the way this offense is playing, or they have been the past couple months and pretty much this whole season. You're like, listen, it's Sandy on the mound. We let guys with a 6 ERA shut us down. So what's Sandy going to do to us? And Sandy was Sandy. But then you go to Sunday's game. You got Garrett Cole on the mound, right? He goes 6 innings. Didn't have his best stuff, only gives up 2 runs, right? Fine. You're up 7-3 going into the 9th inning with Clay Holmes, right? Clay Holmes comes in. And I'll be honest with you, Kevin, I don't know how you felt because you weren't in the stadium, neither was I. Watching on TV, you see Gurriel hit that double, and I just felt like he was in a Astros uniform hitting that double. He goes double the right center field gap.
On a 1-2 pitch, I believe, too.
Yep. And anything with velo, I don't think he hits the off speed really well, but I feel like anything with velo, some serious velo on it, he doesn't really cheat. He's just a good, I feel like he's just a good pure hitter. That's what I think. But, so he hits that double, and then Clay Holmes gets a strikeout. So, I start calming down a little bit. Then he gives up a single, and then a walk to Jazz Chisholm. And that's where you worry, because a homer ties up the game right there. He gets the comebacker to him, whatever. I think it was hit pretty hard. He bobbles it, then he throws it away. At that point, a lot of people were saying it's a 7-5 game. You got guys at the corners. Listen, you got to do something. But people wanted, what do you think the right move? Do you think was the right? Well, obviously not. But who would you bring in that scenario? Was it Loizaga? Was it Canely?
I've heard a lot, and it's I don't like to Monday quarterback, as they say, and look at it in hindsight. You have Clay Holmes available, and normally he's your closer, but it's not a close situation. I'm not gonna kill Boone for bringing Clay in that situation. When I still like I would have gave Loizaga the shot, because he's just coming back. He needs to work and here and that, right? And then you keep Clay in case he gets in trouble. That's what a lot of people said, right? Because you just got him back. Not only did also had Tommy Canely you have available too, but Canely has been looking great. So that being said, I'm not going to kill Boone for that. Where I have the issue is on 2 things. I have the issue even on Clay Holmes, because this is also on Clay Holmes. It's on both on Clay Holmes and Aaron Boone. I feel like you can do it 50-50 or 70-30, whatever you want, because at the end of the day, Clay has to execute. The comebacker, I get you bobble it. You either have to make a nice accurate throw. It's Josh Bell running, for God's sake, or eat it. You eat it. Nobody scores, and you still have the next batter up, and it's still 7-3, right? But at that point, when he throws that ball away, there's no reason he should have stayed in that game. At that point, you can tell. At that point, you can tell he was rattled. Once, and this is my thing. Once he gives up the double, he gets a strikeout. I get it. He gives up the single. Once he gives up that single, you should have somebody warming up. The reason why is because you're going to face the Atlanta Braves. That's one of the reasons. You just lost to the White Sox, right? You had your ace on the mound. You got to get him that dub. Once he gives up that single, you have somebody warming up. By the time you make a mound visit, by the time that they give that walk to Chisholm, now your guy's warmed up and ready to go. Clay doesn't have it. He just doesn't have it, right? And that's my thing.
He's due for one of those. I feel like, if you guys have been listening to a while, Kevin's not the biggest fan of Clay Holmes. I do feel like, he's pretty good, but he does have that in him. No closer. There's no Mariano out there.
He's just shits the bed. When he shits the bed, he's like, shits like a baby teething.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's bad.
Only parents are gonna get that joke, man. Don't worry about it.
Fair enough, because I don't even know what kind of joke that was. That wasn't funny to me. But listen, you guys get the point. When Clay Holmes is bad, he's bad. So he gives up that error, throws the ball away. Could have just had the bases loaded there. You let another run score. That's the problem there. You could have just had the bases loaded. Maybe you still, a double play ball is still in play. You can get a double play ball at that point. It'd only be 7-4, but you throw the ball away, it's 7-5, guys at the corners. I don't know how you felt about this. This wasn't really talked about. Arise hits the triple to tie the game. Would you have put Oswaldo Cabrera in left field, or in right field, maybe? Because Aaron Judge was on that bad toe.
100%.
Or Greg Allen out there.
100%. You're winning
that
the game.
Also a talking point.
And this is where it infuriates me. When you talk about load management and giving rest guys, there's no reason Judge should have been out there for that 9th inning. There's just no reason. He's not 100%. He's not running 100%. The only reason that Josh Bell was able to score is because he wasn't running, right? So and that's what drives me nuts about when they choose to be analytical to a degree. Like they'll die by that stat. And the same way when it comes to resting guys, they'll die by resting a guy because that's what we scheduled, and it doesn't matter what's going on, even if we're fighting for a playoff spot or even if the player's hot, for example. That's what drives me nuts. In this situation, when you're supposed to do it, when it just makes sense, you don't. And this is my issue. Again, when I criticize Boone, you have to be fair. You can't just shit him for pulling guys in this. When you have a bullpen like the Yankees normally do, it's okay to go to the bullpen. I get it. I would love to see some guys stay there. I think Cole should have gone out there again. That was just me, right? But when you have a bullpen like the Yankees do, it's hard to criticize the moves that he's making. My issue is the management of the game. You're not managing the game, the situation. I get it 7-3, but also you have Judge, who's coming back from a toe injury. Get a defensive replacement. That's just a no-brainer in that situation. And there is no reason, after you seeing how Clay was, he was rattled. He was rattled. Everybody can see that. There's no reason he should have pitched a rise. I'm sorry.
100%. Like I said, he gives that triple, and then you bring in Tommy Kahnle. He gives him a walk.
Nobody would have criticized him if you would have brought him Kahnle against a rise. If he hits the hit, listen, Clay didn't have it. What is he supposed to do, right? That's what they're going to say. Yeah. I mean, they're going to still say, where's Loizaga? And that's the guy I would have went to. But, yeah, man. I mean, it's just tough, bro. I mean, Boone, again, with the mismanagement of the bullpen. I'm sorry, that falls on Boone.
And how about, so he walks De La Cruz, like I said, right? So you got guys at the corners.
Again.
De La Cruz goes to second on defensive indifference, right? So he goes to second, right? And you have first base open. You got Berger up, who's been hitting the ball extremely hard all series.
He's been squaring up the Yankees all series.
And
he did so. And he did so in the White Sox uniform a few months ago.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it's not hard to take Sevy deep, but Sevy wasn't pitching bad at the time, and he hit a ball that sounded like a gunshot at Yankee Stadium, Kevin. I know you weren't there. I was sitting right behind home plate, and he hit that ball extremely hard off Severino. I feel like he haunted the Yankees in that series.
He did.
I think they took 2 out of 3 in the Bronx. And you decide to pitch to him there, Kevin,
and listen to this, Mario.
You know what happens.
I'm going to give you a gem. For those who love the analytics, they're saying that it was the right move to pitch to Berger because Soler strikes out 20% less than Berger. Without the double play in mind, doesn't it make sense that you want the guy to make contact for the double play?
100%. And listen, even Paul O'Neill was saying it. I think he was in the booth with Michael Kay. He was like, I don't know, you got first base open. This Berger guy has been pretty good. I'd probably walk him. And then, of course,
what's the point of losing by 1 or he hits a grand slam? I don't care. It counts as a loss, right? No, I don't think anybody would have the walk and play. You have me, and it's like Jake says.
You knew he was going to put the ball and play pretty hard.
These are major league players. If they can't freaking throw strikes with bases loaded, what the fuck are they in here for? Come on. At what point are we going to stop? This is not Little League. The fuck? This is not D1. This is not fucking AA. This is fucking the major leagues, bro. If you can't pitch under pressure, you can't throw strikes under pressure, why are you even in this game? I get it that you may not have it here and there. Like Clay Holmes clearly didn't have it in that game. But there's no reason to say, with the walk and play on Soler, I didn't have that. He didn't even say that Soler strikes out 20% less than Berger. So the people who were bringing that up were the people not basically giving Boone the pass for pitching to Berger. And that my issue is, if you're looking for a double play or a ground out with 2 slow guys, why not do it with Soler? I mean, Soler's not that slow, but I mean, you get what I'm saying.
Maybe you get a ground ball to third or something, and you go
got 5 infielders,
and then go to first.
If you have 5 infielders, what are you protecting? What are you protecting, right? So you want the ball in play. So make a force out. It's just, I don't know, man. It's just, I'm not gonna kill him for that decision, even though it's like what I'm saying is you're choosing this stat over the other. At the end of the day, manage the game. And also, why not go off script? You've been going fucking on script the whole year, and it's not working. You literally have been doing everything that they're telling you in the computers and the printers and the equations and the percentages and the projections and the WOBA and the fucking alphabetical people in the back that are giving you the page to say this is what we got to do today to win, and you're not winning. So just manage the game, Boone.
Listen, I get your frustration, Kev, when it comes to that. A lot of people are upset the way the analytics are being used, especially with Boone. That's why a lot of people are like, listen, you need a manager. If you're going to be, heavy analytical, a guy that's going to use them the right way. And that's been a talking point, on the radio, on Twitter, pretty much everywhere. So, but yeah, the Yankees lose 2 out of 3, and we go to this Braves series, and we knew what this Atlanta Braves team was, right?
100%.
Before we went into the series, right? You got Clark Schmidt on the mound on Monday, then you got Severino Tuesday, and you had Vasquez today. Vasquez didn't even pitch bad today.
No. He looked the best out of the 3.
The story of this series was you look at the Braves offense and you look at the Yankees offense. Listen, Severino wasn't great. We know what Severino is. The Yankees starting pitching.
I will say, Mario, I will say that I am glad that Sevy at least has his velocity back. I don't know if you noticed that.
99.
Yeah.
I mean,
we're gonna have to see him. Listen, the Yankees are gonna still put him out there. So unfortunately, we're gonna see Sevy. At least he has his velocity back, and if he can figure something out for the last 2 months of the season, then I'll take it. I just can't keep seeing Sevy.
I mean, good for him. So, listen, at the end of the day, Sevy, and he had a year and a half good for the Yankees. He's been injured. It's just like, for him, I guess it's good, and for us because we want our guys to succeed. But he's not gonna get re-signed by the Yankees.
Nah.
There's no way he's back. So I guess for his he wants to make some money, and people say, "Oh, listen, towards the end of the season, he got his velocity back. Slider was working. His changeup was working too. So maybe this guy does deserve a payday. He just needed, a change of scenery or something, or he figured something out."
Yep.
But yeah, listen, Schmidt. We can't sugarcoat it. He got smacked around on Monday.
Yeah, and I heard he had family in attendance.
Family in attendance, paid for all those seats. Yankees got whacked 11-3 that game. Didn't really give them a chance. Yankees scored 3 runs, which was the most they scored in the whole series. Cause
That's all they scored.
Yeah, the only runs they scored, actually. My fault. They got shut out on Tuesday with Severino pitching. He gave up 2 home runs, 4 innings, 5 runs. I know in the booth they were talking about, listen, he has better stuff, but 5 runs in 4 innings is 5 runs in 4 innings. You can't go around that. But I guess, like you said, his velocity is better. And the Braves are a great lineup. So I guess seeing that was a little bit encouraging from him with his velocity. And listen, I feel bad for this kid Vasquez. You throw him in the fire against this team, and he didn't even pitch bad. What'd he go? He went 3 1/3 or something?
Yeah.
Not even a bad job out of him. They brought in King right away. And the Yankees both did their job. We only lost, we shouldn't be. I'm not happy about losing, but 2-0. The pitching did their job, but again, Yankees couldn't get that hit. Charlie Morton, familiar foe, shuts the Yankees down. You get swept by Atlanta, and when everybody's saying came true. This is not a good team. You're an under 500 team, and honestly, what a couple of Yankee fans have been saying for months, it's come true. This team is not a good baseball team, and unfortunately, what they did at the deadline, it might come back to hurt them, for next year. But we'll see what happens. There's still, 40-something games left in the season? What are they? Or 41 games left in the season.
61, so that's 121.
So, 41 games. Yeah, so 41 games left in the season.
So they would have to go 31-10.
And
to get to 91.
I don't know if that's going to happen. It's tough.
My whole thing is that not only the Brave series, and this road trip they won 2 for 7, 2-7. I mean, that Cole game we should have won. I believe there was one of the Sox games as well that was in the air. But my thing is that this is what I mean by you gotta take your wins when you have them. There's no reason you should be losing a Cole game. I feel really, really bad for this guy who pitches his ass out every single time he's out there. He's on pace. I mean, I believe he is the Cy Young winner of the American League, but we can't give him the wins to show for it, which is sad.
Should be a 20-game winner this year. It's disgusting.
100%. I mean, I said it, and it's not that I'm jinxing it. It's Aaron Boone is fucking it up. and Clay Holmes, Connor. Connor didn't say much that day.
That's funny. Connor just tweeted at me. I just saw it on the top of my computer, so that's pretty funny.
Listen, man, I don't hate Clay. I just think you have to have a manager that knows the player and knows when the guy doesn't have it or is a little rattled and maybe it's not his day and protect him. Let's protect. I don't think Schmidt should have been out there getting rocked either. Like, he was getting rocked around, like, and that's my thing as well too. Is like, protect your guys sometimes, you know. Like, but that being said, man, the Yankees just look every series, and now we're going to face a Boston team who just plays that hits and just plays better when they play the Yankees. They're just like that. It's like they amp up, right?
And it's at the stadium. I don't know what the vibe at the stadium is going to be like. That should be really interesting.
I bet you there's going to be a lot of Fire Cashman shit.
Oh, listen, this is the time I remember in 2021 when I was there. I'm sure you guys remember around 4th of July. We played the Angels when Chapman was blowing it in the middle of the summer. And now we're going towards the end of the summer. This is a different feeling, you know. You had the trade deadline. You got a couple things you could have done, you know, before that. Now there's no trade deadline. They know that this is the team, this is the Yankee team, that this is what we have. You know, you can call up Pereira, maybe another guy, maybe a catcher that people are mentioning, Ben Rice. I don't think he's going to be called up now. Or Austin Wells, that's the next guy.
For this team, shout out to Ben Rice. He is on fire. That being said, I think Wells should transition to first base. Just because the way they talk about his arm.
You need a miracle. At the end of the day with this team, you need a miracle.
And you need a miracle. I'm pretty sure you remember 2016 Gary Sanchez. Pereira would have to come up and do some shit like that. Hit like 20 home runs in the month of September, and this team just catch fire with Judge and Glaber and maybe Stanton hitting here or there. But to make it to the playoffs, and even to making it to the playoffs, at that point it's like, again, here we go with the crapshoot, right? Maybe they go on a great run, you know.
You're more optimistic than me, but Kevin, the way this team is looking right now,
it's not that I don't. Okay, I don't want to. I'm just saying maybe they do, but what I am seeing, the body language that I am seeing, it's not in this team. There's nobody. I love Judge. Judge is my guy. He is my captain, and it's okay that he's different. But I don't think he's vocal enough, and I'm not going to expect him to be vocal enough either. I'm not going to push that on him if that's not his personality. What Judge does with his bat, what Judge does by being the hardest worker in that room should suffice for it to say, damn, if Judge is in here before me and he leaves after everybody, I should be working more harder. That should be enough for you as a player to give the extra 150%, right? They need a group of guys like when they brought Sabathia in 09 to shake up the clubhouse.
Michael Kay mentioned something like this.
They need a couple guys.
With Jeter, how he had like Tino Martinez there. How Posada was like Captain B, like 1B. He was there, right? Like he was there to help out Jeter. And like he was saying that, Posada was a vocal one. They would get into your face and stuff like that. Maybe Judge needs that. Somebody like that, like you said, what Judge does on the field, getting there early, the stats and all that kind of stuff, like, that's what he does. Maybe he's just not a vocal leader. Then he's never going to be. I don't want him to be somebody he's not, but he's a captain. Maybe it's like just the guys in the clubhouse.
Yeah, I'm not gonna shit on him. When it's the postseason, I still think at that point you gotta figure some shit out. But I'm not gonna be like some of the people saying that he should be more like Jeter and this like that. He's not Jeter.
He's a terrible captain. Judge is Judge.
Yeah, he's not Jeter. I don't remember seeing Don Mattingly, but I don't know if he spoke a lot. The Yankees were really bad when he was captain. So, that being said, I'm not gonna crucify Judge for not being more vocal. There's guys that normally do that, and there's nothing wrong with it. Like you said, Jeter had Posada and Tino. I thought Rodon was gonna be that guy. But, he's just not good. You got to perform on the field first. Exactly.
You got to perform on the field first. That's my biggest thing. You can, I know a lot of you guys don't like him, but JD, he's a veteran. If he would have came here and started raking, people would have been, let's listen to this guy. But you got to perform on the field first, You want to talk the talk, you better walk the walk. So
exactly.
That's the biggest thing with that. Let's go on to this story, Kevin, because this was a big talking point. Last thing we'll get into. I know we're running a little bit long today. I know you're on vacation, but Ben Rhoda, I think that's what his name is. Rhoda, I'm not sure. Sorry that I'm pronouncing it wrong, but he was basically on foul territory, right? He put something in the chat about how he was in the Yankees organization. He had a picture, I think, of himself with the Trenton Thunder, which is 2016, and he basically said that he was in the Yankees organization before analytics and after analytics, so 2019. And he said in 2020 they played a game, right? And it was about the only way you scored is if you hit a ball over 95 miles per hour or you walked, right? That was the game. Pitchers
That's how you
hitters.
got points.
That's how you got the points, yes. That the Yankees never taught him. They never teach any of the guys, moving guys over, base running, fundamentals, anything like that. I wanted to get your thoughts on that because it was kind of a big talking point that people are like, this Yankee organization is a bigger mess than we really think about it. Because now that these guys are coming out and saying this, maybe more guys will speak out about it that are not in the Yankees organization anymore. So let me get your thoughts on that real quick.
Well, listen, a lot of people think when I say that we need more contact hitting, we're saying don't hit home runs. And that is far from what we are saying. You need to have a good mix. You need to know your role as a player. And if you're being taught to swing as hard as you can at every strike and not go oppo or not take a pitch the other way or not have situational hitting, 2 strikes, runner on third, 2 strikes, runners in the corner, 0-2, whatever the case may be. If you're not being taught that, it's hard to translate that in October. And you can see how the Yankees looked in some situations where they had runners in the corners, no outs, or they had 2 guys on with no outs and no runs were produced over and over again. It's one thing to lack it here and there. It's one thing to never come through in that situation. And I tweeted about it. I said, if you're teaching everybody this approach, then is this a team or is this a group of individuals just playing together? Because there's no, as a team, you have to know your role, correct? Like I'm pretty sure IKF knows he's not there to swing home for home runs. So, but when you teach this, saying go ahead, just swing as hard as you can, it doesn't matter the outcome, and you're applauding it, man, it's just tough to live by that. I don't care about the barrel rate and the expectant XBA, XBA,
Okay.
and all that stuff. I get it to an extent. Yes, we are unlucky. It happens. I listen. I'm a little league coach. I see balls get squared up all the time, and it's line drive right to center field, right to left field. It sucks for kids, right? They square it up. But listen, I'm not going to tell them. I'm not going to sit here and just tell them it's go ahead and hit the ball hard, right? It's baseball. You're going to get out. You might hit a blooper, and then it's a game-winning single. You think that. Yeah, exactly. You think people are going to look back and care about if it was a home run or if it was a bloop single? Look at the 2001 World Series, what they hit off Mariano Rivera. That's all that you need to know, right? So it's like, I find it hard that we're teaching this, and then there's no situational hitting, there's no approach, there's no giving guys roles. Like, listen, you're a contact guy, man. You're gap to gap. That's what you should be living on. You should be here. Like a rise. That's why I'm always talking about Candelario and the rise, right? Because those are guys. Yeah, they're talking about they're not hitting the ball hard. Why do you need to hit the ball hard more than 95 miles per hour, but you're getting on base? Not everybody's a home run hitter. You get what I'm saying, Mario? Not everybody. That's not how the game works. You're not gonna have 9 guys that all hit home runs. It just doesn't work that way.
That's the biggest thing I agree on, too. And listen, I know a lot of people aren't too crazy about this. I'm fine with Judge hitting, too, because, plate appearance, he gets, I think they said, might be 50 to 80 more plate appearances this season because he is second in the order instead of hitting third. But I don't know, if it's just not going well, switch it up. Or maybe it's the way the team's constructed. You don't have a true leadoff hitter. You have Gleyber Torres hitting second. You have him hitting third. You have him hitting fifth. You have him hitting first. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe you should have somebody who gets on base more as the 9th hole in the first and the leadoff, and then Judge can have more RBIs. Because that's my issue. For 60 home runs, Judge should have had 160 RBI last year.
100%.
And he didn't because guys weren't getting.
But the scariest part about this is we're 60 and 61. The fans are getting even louder. I know social media, they're loud about it. If you're going to the stadium, my biggest thing is, let your feelings be heard, man. Whatever you feel, they can't stop you from saying what you feel. That's just how I feel about the whole thing, and I know, Kevin, we're a little bit different. I kind of don't like calling for people's jobs, but Donald Kirk has said it. I know some of you guys don't listen to the Michael K show, but he's like, listen, that kind of game that you lose to the Marlins, that gets people fired.
100%.
So, and you know what's going to happen. What we think is going to happen is just going to be, the manager's going to be the scapegoat. But listen, he didn't, put this roster together, so I don't know, man.
And that's my thing with Boone at this point. If the Yankees go really bad, no, I'm not talking about post game. I gave up on that.
Okay.
I gave up on that.
Okay.
But what I'm talking about during the game, if that's the case, bro, pull your strings at this point, right? Do little things a little different. At the end of the day, they're probably gonna scapegoat you.
You got 41 games.
If you don't think Brian Cashman is gonna go out here and Hal's gonna tell him somebody has to go, and you think Cashman's gonna protect you, knowing that he can find another guy who's just gonna do the same thing. If you're not managing guys like you, they can find another guy who's player friendly. Fuck it, Sean Casey can be the manager. If that's the case, if they're just gonna give him a handbook and this is what we're gonna do every day, this is the lineup that's gonna be projected. So it's like, and that's my issue. Look, the guy from the Braves said the top 4 Braves players play every day, and Michael
besides Albies, but
yeah, and Michael criticized it because Albies got hurt in a doubleheader. A doubleheader, I get resting a guy, but having a guy who's available and being a play every single day, that is lost in the Yankee organization. Like the days from seeing a guy play 160 games, I mean, you don't see that anymore, even if they can. And that's my thing. Guys batting in different orders. It's just too much. It's just so much going on. But at the end of the day, nothing's working. And I know they're unlucky. I can clearly see that. And I'm not against analytics. If you're against analytics, you're a fool. I'm like if you actually take a look at some of the things that these guys are teaching about the swing path and getting the bat on plane earlier and stuff like that. This is slightly different than what was taught back in the day. And my thing is, you just can't go too heavy on that. At the end of the day, players have a heartbeat. There's different situations in the ball game where as much as a percentage will say this, the hitter and the pitcher may be thinking different because of the situation of the game. And if you don't have people who have a grasp of the game, at what point, why do you care about probability then, if that's the case? That's my thing.
A lot of you say it a lot, Kevin. I was about to say a lot of fans. You say it a lot yourself that you got to have a feel for the game as a manager.
Have to.
But
shout out to the Angels manager because I just want to say this.
Phil Nevin, he went insane
he said,
on that dugout.
This is horseshit going on here, right? And listen, Boone doesn't have to do that every game, but he's never done it in the last 4 years. There's too much bullshit going around. There's nothing wrong with you having a conversation of a strong conversation in the dugout with your player. If the media asks, then just say, no, we were just talking about he got here. Just make up something and just say that's between us. And keep it hush. And I'm okay with it. But we know, deep down we know that you just told him, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Right? But at the end of the day, don't come out here and just pretend like oh, everything's good. No, they didn't do anything wrong. Like, come on, bro. These are professional athletes. These are human. These are adults. They're making millions of dollars. Let's stop protecting these guys that much, bro. I mean, come on, man. I mean, I get showed up by my supervisor and I make fucking $80K a year. So, I mean, these motherfuckers are making $10, $15 million, $20, $30 million a year. And you think they're going to be, oh, man, I fucking got thrown out at third base, man. I'm going to fucking cry. What the fuck is this, bro?
Bro, Michael K said on the radio, he was like, these guys make money. Like, the losses in July and in the summer don't really bother these guys. Like, how fans take it, like, they just go home, they collect their check, and that's it.
And they need to.
It bothers some guys.
No, but Mario, again, I'm not, okay, you need to be able to close the chapter, and switch to the next page and forget about the previous game in baseball, even the previous at-bat as well, because baseball is a game of failures. There's a lot more failures than success. That is just the game of baseball, right? But my issue is, as fans, we were criticizing the team, and thank you, babe. Another beer because the Yankees make me drink a lot. We were criticizing a lot of the things earlier in the season, in the offseason, like a left fielder, like the weak offense in the catching position. Third base was a question. Are we really going to trust JD? And all this came into play in the midseason. Nothing was done in the trade deadline. Now we're in August, and you're still preaching to us that this is a championship caliber team. It's like, dude, we're from New York. We don't feed into the bullshit, man. We just don't. I'm sorry.
We know what we're watching. We know what we're watching.
The world knows what the fuck they're watching. The Yankees didn't score in 2 games. They scored 1 run in how many innings? Well, you had the stat there. You forgot it?
I had no.
25.
They have 1 run
in 25 innings.
Yeah, 25 innings. Pedro Martinez making fun of us. People clowning us, and it sucks to say right now, but the Yankees are one of the laughing stocks, bro. They're just making fun of us right now. There's like,
that's why I'm wearing this hat today. I'm like, let me wear my Aguilas. Shout out to my Aguilas from Santiago out there. You know, I'm gonna give them some love today. I'm like, let me wear that today because the Yankees, man. I think the Aguilas will beat the Yankees right now in the series, bro.
I don't know about that, but listen, I rep Yankees to the death, but it's tough right now.
All you gotta do is pitch around Judge.
Unfortunately, that's how it looks right now, man. But yeah, I think that'll wrap it up, Kevin. Any last thoughts before we go?
No, man. I get back, God willing, I get back on Tuesday night. I think we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna do two series on after the Nationals. We'll do Boston and all that, and then we'll be back to normal. But yeah. Anything you got?
I just want to thank you guys for listening. I know like the season hasn't been really like entertaining. For real, like you guys that listen, you guys keep us going, especially on nights like these when we get swept. And I try to smile. Like I know I should be like upset, but I don't want my attitude to be so like down. Nobody wants to listen to that, but I'm hurting right now, man. Me and Kevin are hurting. You see Kevin drinking, man. Like it's just been a tough season, but I don't know. I'm just hoping better is coming sooner rather than later, but we just might have to wait till the off season to see what happens. Maybe they have a run in them, but it's not looking too good right now. Yanks under 500. But listen, thank you guys for watching episode 40 of the Bronx Nothing. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and we'll catch you guys next time. Appreciate you guys.
Take it easy.